What's up? I'm in a good mood today. So just know that starting off hot for sure. How's everyone doing? So past couple weeks have been insane. I know I haven't really streamed that much, but there is reasons for that. We're gonna get into like all of it, but yeah, I wanted to hop on, shoot the shit, see how everyone's doing, talk about Aster, talk about the streamer coins that we just saw. Yeah, there's been a lot. I'm not gonna flip the camera around for a few minutes though. I'm gonna wait for everyone to pop in first, just so I can say hey. But yeah, so the talk of the town is this Aster coin that has been going crazy that I made money on, and I knew what the potential was, and man, I just sold, man. I sold. Sensor, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. What's going on? Boom, Prado, Julian. Hope you guys have been doing all right. Yeah, the Aster coin, that's like the main thing that everyone's talking about. I did all right, but I definitely papered it. So, maybe I do just flip this thing over and just start like getting directly into everything because nobody wants to just look at me talk full screen. Let me actually pull something up real quick and then I will. I'm going to pull up the Kanto Discord so that I can pull up my call channel and then I'll show you guys what's up. Okay. So this is this Aster coin that everyone's been talking about. And this is probably one of the most free plays that the market has given us in so long. I faded it because I didn't like anytime that bridging comes into play, I just did not I just don't want to do it. I think a lot of times people fall into that same thing. Like people don't want to bridge. But this was why did it run up so high? So the reason why Aster ran up so high is because it's literally like a Binance backed hyperliquid competitor. And no one really was talking about it. It's something that you can farm currently. And it was just not on a lot of people's radars. And so I blasted like 50K in like right around here. And I fell asleep on it and it looked like it because it was just ranging. It was like up and down and up and down. And then I ended up selling like basically right here. Like I sold like right on the breakout. Which was dumb. I should have held on to it, but I made good money on this for sure. And you see like tons of big P&Ls on this coin, and I think one of the reasons why is because if you're like super risk on right now, even if you're not, like this is it's kind of like a slam dunk when you have CZ that he's like going around shilling a chart. He's talking about something because CZ from Binance obviously wants to try to get some of the piece of the pie that Hyperliquid is taking. And so that's like how we got we got to this. Like this is basically that same thing. So yeah, I think a lot of people faded it because they didn't want to buy it. They didn't want to bridge. They didn't understand it. I just didn't hold long enough. I saw good profit and I just wanted to take it. So I did. But yeah, I went and I I posted about this. I said, I'm late to this, but I'm going to size in on a dip. Only way to buy is on the website. Hyperliquid of BNB with CZ shilling it. And that was it, 25 cents. So that was like, it's done a 3x since then. I had to blast, and then I said, here's how you buy. You have to have a wallet, bridge to BNB USDC or USDT using Relay or dBridge. Go to the website, hit deposit, and then you just buy. Hey, third, I helped you make money. Congrats. Dude, anybody that took the time to follow me into that trade made money. It wasn't an easy thing to do, but I think it's one of those things that like if you even paid like half attention to it, you should have made some sort of money on it. Like I played it bad because I sold too early, but I also did make 30K. So I'm not mad. But I'm glad that you made money on it. That's great. I think a lot of people in Kanto made money on it. Yeah, Kanto did really well on that one for sure. Tons of people have been talking about that. What sucks though is that like a lot of the streamer coins have taken a massive shit. A lot of coins are actually dumping pretty hard. Cards is absolutely dumping. I'm actually kind of considering taking a position in this because this went up. This is down like almost 50%. Like this might be my next big like size play that I hop into. But I'm trying to be very patient because I don't really want to I don't want to overtrade right now. I've been doing a really good job. And the one thing that I don't want to do is fuck up, but like this to me feels like I'm going to scan this. This feels like, is this not free yet? It's got to be getting there. I'm going to read through that. That post blew up. We lit. Dude, this needs to dip or I'm going to fucking lose it. I'm going to be so mad if this doesn't dip. What a run, dude. Look at this coin. Like, this coin is actually crazy. Like, if you got in early, this is almost like a 10x. That's fucking nuts. I might go no hat. Any thoughts on this Aster? Yeah, I've been talking about it. Yeah. I mean, it could go way higher. I'm just not in. anymore. Just because I was happy with the profit that I made on it. But I mean, it could go way, way, way higher. I have an idea. How about this? For everyone that's watching right now, let's take a second and let's recap. Let me know whatever it is that you've been paying attention to and any questions that you had, and I'm gonna walk through uh the rest of how I'm feeling about everything right now. I don't know if I'm gonna trade anything new though. We're starting to move back into like bonk coins again, and I'm just not gonna do that. Troll, yeah, troll has been dumping, dude. This is starting to look really good. This is like man, is this not free? You've been fading everything. Why? It's been so many good opportunities recently. I don't know, man. When I look at that, it was yesterday at 584, so almost down 30 to 40 to 50%. Man, this thing is still dumping. That's just nuts. I might trade this. I don't know. This looks like this is ready to fucking rip again. I cannot believe it. Yeah, I might actually buy this. Troll has been doing all right, all things considered. It's just having a hard time holding up, obviously. I think Troll, the thing is we're starting to move into like a period of time where people want, like, we're almost moving back into like utility and stuff again, which is weird. And like the streaming thing. And yeah, I'm not really like, there's been a lot of gimmicky little like streamer coins recently that have come out, and I just haven't really like looked into many of them because the only two streamer coins that I really traded were I traded Kind and I traded Bagwork, and I traded Bagwork kind of poorly. What do I think about the streamer meta? I think it it is a good concept, but I feel like there is a lot that needs to be done um to adjust it. And when I say that, I mean like right now we know that coins when they launch, they only last usually like a couple days to a week at most. But the idea with a streamer coin is that they're supposed to last longer because the creator is supposed to get out and they're supposed to stream and they're supposed to like continue to make content and people are supposed to be able to bet on them. The issue is that most people are lazy. Most people are just basically seeing that they can hop on stream and there's a lot of hype, and the most volume that a coin usually has is at the beginning. And so a coin will launch, the creator will make all of their money up front, and then they lose incentive to stream afterwards. And so there were a lot of like washed up streamers that came out of nowhere. And what did they do? They heard that Pump Fun, on Pump Fun, you can launch a streamer coin. They streamed one time and then never streamed again. They collected like a couple grand and then they fucked off. And I think that is not a great thing for uh just everything that's going on with it, because you're basically at the mercy of, there's execution risk when you buy a token like that. Like you're hoping that whoever you're buying is actually going to take it serious. And there are people that are like, I streamed 4 years ago, I could make a quick couple grand, and like there were tons of people that do that. Did I see Alex Becker's coin? I did see Alex Becker's coin. I actually almost lost like 50 soul on Becker's coin. Luckily it bounced a little bit and I was able to get out, but I don't think that Alex Becker directly, like, I'm sure he had some sort of deal with Pump Fund that's not confirmed. I don't know what, but um you miss trading AI plays and raw memes. I mean, just you just have to adapt to what is on the table right now. Because there's a lot of people that keep saying, "Oh, I miss trading NFTs or whatever." It's like, you can miss it all you want, but if you don't like adjust, and if you don't start trading the stuff that's here now, then you're just gonna sit there in a constant stream of regret. My thing is, like, I don't really care what the meta is. I like the streamer coins because it was like, it was very obvious which ones were the best ones. There's Bagwork and then there was Kind. And like those were just the two. And you could just trade those over and over again for the whole week. And they gave like perfect entries, perfect exits. Like it was just like, when I traded Kind, dude, I put on like a fucking masterclass of trading, literally. Like, I traded it so many times. Like I bought this dip at 4 mil, sold this at like, I guess like 4, like 5, bought here at 8. I was selling this at like 12, 13. And then I bought this dip at 20 and then was selling into the pump at 30. And then I bought this dip at whatever down here was like 15. And then I sold into 23. And then that was kind of it. Like I just kept on, like swing trading it over and over again. When I ape graduated pairs, I end up losing. It bleeds to 0. Yeah, well, that's why I always say don't trade new pairs. Like, I don't think trading new pairs, even graduated tokens under 100K, makes any sense. You think Bagwork was good? It was, but it died off way too quick. I'm actually kind of thinking about buying this because I have a feeling that this isn't done. The Kind guy, he has so many followers on Twitter or on TikTok. He gets millions of views on socials. Like, he's a good dude. I actually like this token. I might buy into this. I kind of don't really want to give back any gains because if I'm being honest, I've had like an insane fucking month and I kind of don't even really want to mess up I don't want to mess up my P&L until I make a video about it. Because my calendar for the month looks so fucking nuts. Alexa, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the tier 1. You think maybe a teaser of the P&L? I mean, I'll just show you. I absolutely printed like best month. I mean, it's not even like a month. This was 2 weeks. I absolutely fucking crushed. Targets for Aster dip for you to rebuy? Probably like 60 cents. Like, I would want it to dump and then just kind of like range a little bit. And I could, accumulate, and then it goes from 5 to 10, you know? It might not dump. They may not let it dump. And then you got, dude, Bonk is so funny, bro. Then you literally have the Bonk cabal that is trying to do another useless type coin. One coin can change your life. This is quite literally so. I'm not even going to get into it. Sup, underrated goat? What's going on, man? Sorry I haven't been streaming the past. I really haven't streamed the past 2 weeks because I've been crushing so hard on trading that I just have not felt the need to. I haven't felt the need at all to make content. Did I buy Aster? Yeah, I made 30K on Aster. I bought at an average of like $3 or 31 cents. I sold at an average of like 51 cents. But I sold right before the pump. Like I bought on my on another device, but I basically bought like right here and then I sold like right here. And then I fell back asleep and woke up and I was like, God damn. How much did I put in? I put in 50K. I undersized it for sure. Where did I buy Aster? What platform? I bought it on the Aster platform because it's the only place that you can buy it. This is what everybody on Twitter has been talking about. This is literally like the biggest thing in crypto. If you haven't heard about this, then like you quite literally have to find out why your Twitter feed is bad and fix it. Because this is like the only coin that has mattered in the past 24 hours. And it was quite literally the best opportunity. This was the best opportunity that the market has given. And even I didn't size into it properly because I thought it was too easy. I thought it was too consensus. I mid curved myself. Do you think we will see similarly cabaled projects that explode? No, I don't, because most of the people that are launching projects and stuff don't have the money that Binance has, and they don't know what they're doing like Binance does. And so no, I don't think that this like stuff like Aster is going to happen very often. This is like a once in a not very often situation. Binance is like they're the fucking best. Like at crime. Like they're so good at crime. They are the crime. The only reason why I didn't ape more is because I wanted another dip and I just got fucking greedy. Yeah, this is definitely supposed to be like a hyperliquid competitor. Like there's no doubt about that whatsoever. Like that's 1,000,000% what they're trying to do with this. And they have a good chance. Like the market cap of this coin is like 700 mil. It's like a fraction of hyperliquid. They opened it at such a low market cap in comparison. In comparison to hyperliquid, but hyperliquid also opened at like 1 to 2 billion, I think. Yeah, when CZ comes out and he tells you what to buy, you just buy it. But I should have made 100K on this coin. Like, I should have aped harder. I should have held longer. The main thing for me is that I shook myself out because I didn't when I heard about it, I didn't want to bridge. I was like, "Oh, the only place that you can buy this is on the platform." Like, fuck that. What's up, Designed? But between Aster, cards, kind, bag work, that streamer coin, dude, there's been so much opportunity the past 2 weeks. Am I going to trade this? No, I'm not trading this. I'm not participating in the bonk thing. I tried so hard to support them, reached out to like all of them, asked them if they would do video interviews with me. They like none of them wanted to do it. I was buying tokens, like, trying to help. I bought GP, got smoked on that. And I don't know. I was just like, you know what, man? Like, I don't really feel as if like I'm being accepted into the bonk community very well. And so I just said, I'm not really like gonna do this anymore. Have I stopped trading perps? I don't do perps anymore. I stopped trading perps like 4 or 5 months ago. What port size do you think it's feasible to start being more selective with sizing into plays like me? I don't really think that the port size matter. Like 20-30% is 20 or 30% regardless of your portfolio size. If you see an opportunity where you think that the coin can go up 50%, take it. Like, even if you only had $1,000 and you caught this when I called it in my Discord, like pinged it, even though like it was all over Twitter, like you could have gotten in like way lower, but like when I posted it, like you could have put $1,000 in and you could have walked away with like 2,500 to 3K if you held. And a lot of people get very they see all the big P&Ls of people making $1 million on Twitter, and so it like warps their perception. But it's like, if you don't have a lot of size, like you got to work with what you have. And so when I think about trading as a game overall, I think about it in terms of like, when I see an opportunity, what do I think the upside is? If it's 50%, anybody can put in any amount of money. If 50% is 50%, you're making the money regardless. The thing that fucks people up the most is when they are sitting and just watching new pairs under 100K because they feel like the only way that they can make it is by taking $20 and turning and hitting 100x, which nobody holds for 100x anyway. Nobody holds for a 50x. Most people can't even hold for a 2x. So it makes no sense to even go into like those low cap stuff. It's like, go on the market, whether it's cards, it could have been kind or bag work or Aster or any of these, and find whatever you think are the best risk to return on a token that you can put money into that isn't going to go to zero instantly because you're getting rugged by some cabal or whatever. So, yeah. That's like my thought on the idea of not really, it doesn't really matter what your port size is. You just have to treat each trade as like, what percentage can I get on this? And how much am I willing to lose on each trade? Did I trade Aster with leverage? No, I didn't. The only place that you can trade Aster is on their website with spot, and that's it. Will I live trade today? If I see a coin that comes up, then maybe. Lighter added perps for it. I did not know that. And also feel free to ask like whatever questions you guys want, because all of the questions get turned into clips anyway. Is Soul gonna hit 300 by the end of the year? It could. Sorry, let me. I've been typing in my Discord for a second. Okay, sorry. Back to what were we saying? Sorry, I was just responding to something in Kanto. Sometimes I feel like the obligation to like respond in there all the time because Kanto is basically my only. So what's funny is people were asking me, they're like, why don't you launch a streamer coin? And a lot of you guys know I run Kanto, which is a trading group. It's exclusive, and I've been running it for the past 3 years, and I love it because that's like the main thing that I do. It's like the main obligation that I have. Nobody ever gives me shit in there. Um, it's not like there's holders of a token, so it's not like if I don't log on that people ever get mad. The community's super active, like it's great, and I was thinking a lot about like a streamer coin, and I was like, if I launch this, how much like do I think that I could make? 30K, 40K, 50K? And I just asked myself, I'm like, if I launch a token, there will be holders, people that know me as a content creator, and then what will end up happening is they will like there will be a day that I don't want to stream on a certain day, and people will get mad that the chart goes down. And I was just thinking about it. I'm like, man, I really like that I have a community that is my basically my only main obligation, and I love it. I can help people out. The people that are there are good people. They're not there for the wrong reasons, and like they listen to the stuff that I say and whatever. And I think it's one of those things that there's people that definitely launched creator coins because they just wanted to make a quick buck. And as somebody who likes to do things on a long-term type of basis, I asked myself like how could I really sustain a streamer coin like this? And I was just like, man, I would rather just pump out more clips, and I would rather just get more people into Kanto and not have to worry about people getting mad that they bought the top of a token. And, I don't want to get into the whole thing of like having to like, have a token. I don't know. It was a lot. I thought like a lot about that for sure. So who knows? But for now, I think I'm just gonna kind of see how things play out with that and keep doing what I'm doing instead. What do I think about 6-7? I think it would have done a lot better if it didn't get vamped. But the vamp basically killed the meme, and then the streamer meta also killed it because everyone was kind of just focusing on that. Just joined. How much capital did you put on your Aster trade? I bought 50K worth. Do I think the 2 additional rate cuts will impact crypto market by end of the year? I feel like what's going to end up happening is that there's going to be more rate cuts, and leaning into the end of the year, rate cuts are going to be priced in, and I think the market is going to eventually correct pretty heavily because we've just been up only for too long. Like it's just how it is. Like we've just been mooning for a while. What's up, Astencies? Tokabu thoughts? It's just good meme. good community, but the attention's just not really like on coins like this. And I just don't really want to buy something like this at 24 mil. Like think about this. This coin has been, since streamer coins came out, this is down 57% with no bounce. Not good. I'm gonna say this about like the whole bonk and like whatever. I have no interest in participating in like, oh, this or that. Like, I really don't like the way that we became very divided because of launch pads. And I felt personally like when the bonk ecosystem and all that stuff was happening, like they had obviously like the iron was very hot for them. And I tried to support, and I felt like I felt like it didn't really matter. And then everyone just kind of like switched over, and I was like, yeah, man, like the play is just to trade whatever has the most volume at any given point. Don't get married to any bags, and don't expect anyone to come save you, because uh when I bought GP, dude, I just could not believe like how badly that coin dumped. And it was it was pretty dumb the way that that played out. But yeah, so I mean, if bonk stuff comes back, then great, like cool. But by not trading a bonk coin like one because it's on bonk is still committed to dividing the trenches. I didn't trade. The reason why I didn't trade this wasn't because it was on bonk. It was because I thought it was mid. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna be right back. And also, there's another thing about this one coin can change your life thing, is that last night when I saw it and it was at 7 mil, right? I looked and I said to myself, well, kind is at 7 mil. And so in my mind, and this used to work in previous cycles a lot more than it does now. But when I compared the two, I was like, why is this coin that just launched at 7 mil, but you have a guy that has over 1 million followers on TikTok? His videos are getting hundreds of thousands of views all over the place. He's doing a good thing. His coin went to 45 million or something like that not that long ago. Is this coin overvalued or is kind undervalued? And I thought it was a mixture of both. And so I said to myself, like, you know, which of these based on market cap which would I have preferred to trade? And the answer here would have been for me like kind, because I say to myself, like, this guy has tons of views. He's very viral and like all this stuff. He's doing a lot of good shit. And this coin is just a random like meme. One coin, one play. It's like they're leaning into the useless thing again, where it's like you just need this one coin, or like useless is just useless. And so it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, is this really worth $15 million market cap? It is, because they made it go that high, essentially. But I thought that this would have been like a 5 mil market cap topper for sure. It's sad that I quit perps. I've been doing a lot better since I quit perps, so I'm gonna keep doing what works for me for sure. Do I think that any major memes look good have held up despite the streamer meta shifting attention away from memes? Yeah, I like troll still, but I'm not in it. This cards coin I think is also solid, and I'm considering taking a position in this. This nobody sausage coin is like insane how it holds up. Like I can't believe it. I wouldn't want to trade this because I feel like I don't understand it enough. But I don't know. I've always been one that like I like to trade bigger and more established things, like bigger coins. But what I would almost prefer to do now is wait for new stuff to come up that has a lot of volume and liquidity and trading stuff like that. So, for example, the reason why I traded Aster and put so much into it, even though it was a brand new coin, is because I was like, the upside here is huge. The volume here is huge. What's my opinion on betting on pump itself? Um, if you would have asked me this like 2 or 3 months ago, I probably would have had a much different answer. Um, I don't even think that Pump Fund doesn't even need to get like 5% of the market share of like these other streaming platforms because they're doing streaming and they have their launch pad and it's pump and people are going to be bullish on it. I think it really just depends on, and they have the airdrop coming up soon. I honestly think that the only thing that is bearish for pump is just the market itself. Because if Bitcoin dumps and goes down 20 or 30 or $40,000 or whatever, a lot of people are gonna shit their pants and they're not gonna want to trade meme coins. And so I think that that would probably, and I mean it's a major token, so like it would follow regardless. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that it is a good it is I think that pump overall is a good Solana ecosystem style infrastructure play that has upside, but you would likely need to go into it with leverage. And if the rest of the market dumps, then you're going to be dealing with that. Do I think the pump airdrop will see people just take their money and walk away, or will it be a mass liquidity injection? I actually think that it once again depends on where we are in that state in the market. If there's runners, people are going to gamble it. If the market sucks, then people are just going to put it away. And I'll tell you, like, from my perspective, like, if I got a pump airdrop and it was last week during the time when like bag work and kind and like all these other pump ecosystem tokens were mooning and they were going like crazy hard, then I definitely would have been trading it. Like I would have taken my airdrop and I would have put that into there probably, because I just would have been trading those coins regardless. But now I'm probably not going to trade for the next like couple days to a week unless I see like a really good opportunity. And so if I got the airdrop, I would definitely swap it into stables and then I would wait for times to get better. So I think it's more about like the market, and I think it's less about like, yeah, like I think it's more about the market. But if I were going to take a position in pump, I would want to open like it's so high that I would want to open some sort of leverage position, which I don't really like to do, which I think is part of the reason as to why I haven't really traded it. Am I rebuying Aster? I might. I might. I would want to see it dump a little bit more, but like if we got to right here, like this level, I think I'd probably start to scale back in. So like if it went down to like here, 25% dip, I think that's reasonable to start a DCA. Aster dipped because perps were announced. I'm sure Binance is going to crime. They're going to crime it up. Let me ask you a question. What do you think? What do you think is the play here? I'm going to pee and then I'm going to answer this question because this is like one of the best questions. So this is like the best question that I think has been asked in here for a while. Why do I like stables so much when the market has been only up? Here's my question to you. When do you stable then? If the market's going up, are you supposed to just never sell? The reason why I like stables and I like swapping into stables when the market gets hot like this is because 2 or 3 years ago, I was here in the bear market when nobody was here. I had just come off of a bull run where I made a lot of money and didn't stable nearly enough. And I had to sit in the bear market with all my buddies. We would hop on a call and we would all say, man, wish we stabled. Like, you think about how much you could have had and then how much you could have been buying the bottoms with and all that. And when you are sitting in the bottom of a bear market and there's less opportunity, and you look at yourself and you say, why didn't I sell my crypto into stables? You then go into the next cycle, which is where we are now, and you say to yourself, when I make money, I want to secure what I make. And so I want you to think about it like this. In a bull run, if you make profit on something, can you hold it in Solana and then it can continue to go up? Yes, you definitely can. But if you swap into stables when the market is hot and then the entire market dumps like it did back when the whole Trump tariff thing happened, you are prepared to hit like a major size play because you have all this free money on the side. When that whole tariff thing happened, it caught everybody by surprise. Everybody was shitting their pants. Some people I knew were even selling the bottom when they should have been buying that dip like I was. And so it really just comes down to like, why do I stable when the market is good? Because if you're trading in a bull market and the market is good and it keeps going up, then just keep trading and keep making money and stabling. And then when the market sucks, you buy back into crypto. And if I was trading, like if we're trading meme coins or we're trading the market in a dead bear market, swap everything. Yeah. Like if I was, let's say that Solana was $100 again and we were in a bear market and Bitcoin went down to 70K and we were still trading meme coins, I'd probably just keep everything in Solana because I'd say, oh, well, the market's going to heat up eventually. So there's a lot of upside there, but your downside risk is so much greater when everything is up only and you're looking at a Bitcoin chart that has basically been, oh, this chart sucks, but like a Bitcoin chart that has basically been up only for the past couple years. So, I mean, look, just look at this and just say to yourself, would you be selling into this pump? When you zoom out and you look and you're like, wow, it's up from $100 to $250 in like 6 months. So anyway, that's going to be a great clip that I put on Twitter. I appreciate you asking that question. That's like the best question that anybody could ask because nobody wants to stable until it's too late. Everybody is going to wait. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. Everyone is going to wait until the market starts dumping and then they're going to panic sell on the way down. I literally watched it happen last time. How much of my portfolio is stabled? Like almost all of it. Wait for that 0.5 to 0.6 dip and get a 2x at $1. QJ, I agree. I agree. I stable at the end of every day. At the end of every day, I stable. Whenever I make money. The only crypto that I hold is Bitcoin that I'm not going to touch, and I hold this 150 Sol that I have in my wallet that I use to trade. How much did I make on Aster? I made 30K. Oh wow, this is dumping. Let me ask you guys this question. How much of your portfolios are stabled? You do think we run up more around December with Sol hitting close to 300? Yeah, but here's the thing. If you zoom out and you look, knowing that the market is super hot, Sol to 300 is literally a 20% from here. The downside risk is just so insurmountable, in my opinion. Also, I want to preface this by saying that if you do have a smaller portfolio, then I can understand wanting to just trade and to just keep it in Solana or whatever. But what you should be aiming to do is not stack Solana, but at a time like this, but to stack stables. Because the last thing that you want to do is trade, do well for a month, you swap everything into Sol, and then Sol dumps to $200 or 175, and then you give back half of the USD value because you were swapping everything to Sol. Right? Everything that I'm saying, by the way, is all from experience. I've made a lot of money. I've round tripped. Um, I've like I've been in positions where I should have stabled and I didn't. You're never gonna play it perfect, but I think that like as a trader, I've become a lot more level headed, and that's why like all last week when I was trading Kind, like I made 50K on Kind. Let's just put it like this: the past 2 weeks, I made like 100K. I stabled all of it. What platform do you use to swap? Coinbase fees or whack? I only use exchanges to on ramp and off ramp crypto. That's it. So you don't you don't buy or sell crypto on exchanges. You buy and sell crypto on chain, depending on what it is, of course. But the only time I ever make trades, like I do everything on chain. I just realized I have a hole in my shirt. All I'll say is if this is your first cycle and you haven't round tripped everything, it is the worst possible fucking feeling ever. Can I give you some info about Moby Screener's DCA? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what, like, I just don't know. I build an empire in a week. Well, I had to start from somewhere, right? Like, dude, when I got into crypto, I didn't have anything. I had like nothing when I got into crypto. And also, you look at JS and Cooker and a lot of other people, like there's some people that literally made $500,000 to $1 million on this Aster coin. Insane. Like literally insane. Cooker's up 2 million. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's nuts. He's absolutely nuts. What people don't know about Cooker, so many people are new. They don't know about Cooker. Dude, Cooker was printing during the meme coin days on ETH. He was sniping launches, like making tons of money in like 2 seconds. He was so nasty. He was so good. He still is. But like it was just funny because I saw this tweet and someone was like, the best person to come out of this cycle was Cooker. And I'm like, these people are just so new that they don't even understand. Who are some of my underrated goats like Cooker? Cooker, JS, um, Isabel. Um, huh. I'd have to think about like my full list because there's a lot of people. I like solo for sure, dude. Solo is th- like to to get your mindset where solos is something that no like most people will never even come close to. Everyone wants to make tons of money, but nobody has the balls that solo has. Everyone glazes solo, but from Cielo, I've only seen 3 to 4 million in profit. Did you just say only 3 to 4 million in profit? Bro, do you understand what you just said? Couple things. One, Cielo is definitely not super accurate. Two, I have no idea how much he has actually made. It is multiple millions. He has the skill to lose 500K on the Yeezy coin and then make it all back within a week. He's like He's just one of the best on-chain traders. Like, there's just no doubt. Yeah, bro. The fact that you just said only 3 to 4 mil, you do realize if you have $4 million, you could literally never work again in your life. Never have to get a job. You put that into something that gives you 5 to 10% per year, and you're like literally rich forever. I know, it's just funny. Like, that was such a triggering statement because that just like leads further into the mindset that like everyone is delusional. And the reason why he's nuts is because, dude, he's aping $4,000 into 100 or 200K market cap coins, and then they're going up to like 50 mil. Like, bro, what the fuck? He's hitting like 100x on $4,000. Hold on, there's this one guy that said something. I didn't see their message. I don't know. You used to say the main problem is that people didn't want to take the time to learn how to trade before trading, but now you're saying that it takes forever to learn. Just saying. Uh, I don't believe I ever said that it doesn't take a long time to learn. It does take time to learn. Any skill in the world takes time to learn. Like, I've said to people that, like, if you want to get into crypto and like actually make money, then you got to stick with it for at least 6 to 12 to 18 months. It is possible for someone who has no idea what they're doing to walk into crypto and be good at it, but it's not very many people. Like, especially these days, the game is way harder. It's the same. I'm going to just bring it up. Like, it's the same thing as Fortnite. Like, there's some people that have already been good at video games and they can just pick up another video game and they can be good at it in a month. And there's other people that have never played a video game in their life and maybe they have the skills deep down, but it takes them a year to pull it out, pull it out. How long did it take me to become profitable? I was profitable immediately because I came in a different time when one, um, one, I was trading NFTs and they were super free. I was getting airdrops all over the place because I was trading NFTs and because I had an ENS domain. And I was also trading meme coins. And back when I was trading meme coins in 2021, it was so easy to trade them because you would buy a coin and then everyone on Twitter would just buy that coin because there weren't, how many new coins were being launched a day back in, like, meme coins that were being launched back in like 2021? Like one, if that, maybe. There were very few. Like, and you're talking about one coin across all chains. And so once the cabal got behind a certain coin, these coins were going to like 50 to 100 million within a day. And it was happening in back to back to back to back days. And there were gaming coins. All the gaming ecosystem coins like Sandbox and Decentraland were all mooning. When I say that I only buy crypto on chain, what would be your process to buy 5K of SOL? Well, if you're okay, if you are buying crypto with fiat from your bank account, you have to use Coinbase or Kraken. I personally use Kraken. I would never use Coinbase again. Just saying that. You then turn your cash into crypto and then you pull it off chain. Or you pull it on chain. And then you do everything else from there. What's up, Crystallized? This guy said, guys, stop the trenches. You are the exit liquidity. Listen to me or learn it the hard way. I say that all the time. The idea is not to stop trading. It is to stop trading low caps and shitty assets. Trade the obvious tokens and you will be fine. Can I talk about how I determine something is not a cooker? Um, versus you felt confident to place 50K on Aster. What's the thought process? Yeah, well, Aster literally was being shilled by CZ on Twitter. It is being marketed as a hyper liquid competitor. It was at a $400 million FDV, and compared to Hyperliquid, which is at like $18 billion FDV. And that's really it. Like, you compare two of the same thing and you say, is this undervalued? If the answer is yes, then you take a position in it, like a heavy position. And when I bought it, I said to myself, like, I am buying 50K and my goal is to make 25K. I ended up making 30K. I was happy with it. Did it go higher? Yes. But you have to wait for big opportunities like this to come up. Another really big opportunity that came up recently was this cards coin, right? Like, this coin launched and it had so much volume, it had a lot of mind share, and it's a lot easier to know what to size into when you're talking about coins that are bigger, because you can see how much volume it has, you can see how many holders it has, you can understand a reasoning as to why a coin is like going up. Like, this company is doing like millions of dollars a month in revenue. So obviously, like, they have that behind them. This is a hyper liquid competitor. Obviously, this is a good thing to trade. It's being backed by Binance. This isn't just some bullshit token that was launched by some shithead on Pump Fund that is claiming to build the next AI tech or whatever. Like, this was a lot more legit than that. So, yeah. You basically, what you have to do is you look at something and you say to yourself, do I think that this can do a 50 to 100 to 200% from here? If so, you buy in a certain amount, you DCA in if it goes lower, and if it goes higher, you take profit. It's really like just simple game plan. I think one thing that a lot of people don't have going on in their head is like an inner monologue. So I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday. Yesterday, when I saw that Aster was at 30 cents right here, I said to myself, this is undervalued because it is at a $400 million FDV. Hyperliquid is at an $18 billion FDV. CZ is pushing it. I'm going to put in 40K. And if it dumps, I'm going to put in another 40K. If it goes up, then I'm going to eventually sell and take profit. And that was really like my thought process. So I had a plan where it's like, how much do I want to make? How much am I willing to DCA and how low? And then how much am I willing to lose? And so that's really like what it is. It's just like that thought process that goes into every trade before you take it. Is there a website that aggregates that type of data outside of X? No. And that's literally the difference between good traders and bad traders is you have to understand this. Like, you have to figure out like what makes a coin good, because most people that make websites don't know that either, because if they did, then they'd just be trading it. Like, the thing that makes good traders good is the fact that they are able to identify opportunities and to calculate risk to return and understand how to play a certain chart in a way to where they are going to make money on it. Any thoughts? Any thoughts from chat? I feel like I was kind of aggressive with that answer, but I think it's really just because that's I feel like a lot of people just buy something and they're like, I hope it goes up. Dude, there's like a million things that go through my head before I buy a coin. And it's times like this where I like say to myself, I'm like, wow, like you're actually not bad. You're not bad at trading. You get it. But understanding it and applying it is two totally different things. Launch coins dumping, I'm shocked. Don't mid curve things. Don't mid curve good things. Advice on using fibs, I'm not even going to get into that right now. Sorry. I'll answer that in a minute. Do you really need stuff like fibs and TA? All right. On low caps, it doesn't really work. On higher caps, it definitely works a lot more. So TA is definitely a good tool, but it's not like the end all be all. If you see like this right here, if you had charted this, it fell perfectly like within this area. And then I sold this breakout because I kind of didn't. I was also sleeping, but how the fuck do I get this thing out of my face? But like, look at that. This insane wedge that this was in right here. I guess like right there, basically. All fibs are is it is psychology on charts, and it doesn't work as much in memes as it does in like regular markets, simply because when memes, the bagwork guys could announce that they're doing an NFT and then immediately the coin dumps and goes to zero. Like, what's up, Justin? How are things going? Can Aster hit 0.5? It could. It's not even that far away. It could also go way higher. Let's put it like this. If you are trading and you are putting real money into the market and you want to really learn how to be a good trader, then you need to give yourself every single possible advantage over every other trader that's in the market. And when you realize that most people are lazy and they don't want to learn and they don't care and they just want to take money and they just want to throw it into a chart, you realize that just by learning a little bit, just by doing a little bit of research, one big thing that a lot of people don't even do is they don't even go and they won't look up the contract address for a coin on Twitter. They won't go through the top traders on SoulScan of a token and they won't look into it. Like, they literally will just not do any effort whatsoever. And it's because everyone just wants to get rich and nobody wants to put in any work or research. And the thing that bothers me the most is when I have people that will come to me and they'll be like, how do I be a good trader? I'm like, well, what are you doing? And they're like, I just find coins that are at 100K and I buy them. And I'm like, you don't even have a strategy. Like, I only go for 50 to 100 to 150% on like every trade that I take. And I just do it every single fucking day, every single time, every single trade. And I just continuously do that. And I just like clock in every day. Like, this is a job because this is like my job. And most people don't have any sort of strategy at all. They're just not doing anything. And so if you want to be like these other people that are good traders, like you got to give yourself like the best possible advantage to do so, or else like someone else is just going to be better than you. And what's funny is like Apex just said, if you actually think for yourself, you already have an advantage. People in crypto are like sheep. They just follow the KOLs. There's a difference between people that are actually smart and then people that all they do is sit on Twitter and engagement farm. And yet people look to them as if they're smart and as if they know what they're doing and they know how to trade. Like that's why JS actually made a tweet like yesterday where he said who you follow is so important. And it's so true, because if you're following the right people, you can dig into their brain and you can say, okay, if they like this coin, why do they like it? And then understanding like how they deduce that on their own. Or if there's some random person that's just shilling you a coin, they're like, this coin's going to go up. Like, you got to look at it and say, like, do they have insider information? Did they get tokens to just shill this? Most of the people that are on Twitter that have big accounts are not trading, like, for what it's worth. Like, a lot of them are just trying to get engagement. There's a whole subsection of people on Twitter that their entire goal is literally just to make you waste your time and to try to get you to pay attention and to like glorify them as being like this great person. And you don't even get any, and like most people don't even get any benefit from that to help change their life. You want to follow the people where it's like, if you follow them, you're actually coming out of reading their content or viewing what they're saying, and you say to yourself, like, I learned something that I can take away, that I can put to use on my own so that I can become better. Because if you're just going to sit there and if you're just going to go look at the fucking idiots that are on the internet that are shilling bullshit, you know, like I'll give you a good example. I did a YouTube video where I talked about Kind at $1.8 million market cap, and it ran to 45 mil. I scalped in and out of it the entire time. And the reason why I liked that coin is because I said, this guy is doing something that I like. He has 1 million followers on TikTok. His videos on Facebook are insanely viral. And this is the kind of stream that Elon would want to push. This is the kind of thing that, like, if you see it, he's a good dude. And I said to myself, like, this is like a great opportunity. And so that's why I really liked I liked Kind. But that was something where, like, dude, I have to beg people to watch my videos. People people like, for whatever reason, I think it's because I don't flex like major P&Ls, but like, dude, people like don't even fucking listen to me. There's some people that faded every call that I made the past 2 weeks. And the thing is, like, I'm going into all these trades the same way with like big money and stuff. I've literally had 2 months where like I got fucking rinsed. And then I came back and I crushed it. And I compared it to bag work and said, why is Kind trading at 2 mil? So when I compared it to bag work, I said to myself, if bag work is at X market cap and this is at this market cap, then this is undervalued. And then what ended up happening is they both ended up just mooning, but it just took people longer to get on Kind because everyone needed Ansem's approval. Why does DV have 1,100 watchers while Ash has 30? Because people literally just want to copy him. I guarantee you, people would be way better off listening to what I'm saying and applying it over a long period of time than copy trading someone under under sub 100K market cap coins. I'm going to read through some of these messages. I think that's what I meant. It's a 9 to 5. If you want crypto to be a matter of just how smart you think you are and deserve it, but it still takes a lot of work. It does. It does. Shout out to Kanto though. I would have quit like 3 months ago if I didn't give the group a try. Look, I want the group to be good. I want the community to be good. My whole thing is that I realize that I can't change the world, but what I can do is like I can help the few 100 people that are in my group in whatever way that I possibly can. There's people that have literally made 6 figures because they followed every trade that I took, and they've like told me that I changed their life. And I actually do like laying down at the end of the day and being like, man, I helped that person out. I like people. I like helping people. I like helping animals. Like I like helping, doing that kind of thing. On a personal level, I want to add that think your attitude there comes from fully accepting the world situation to agree. I feel like if you resist because of a worldly reason, you'll fail. I think I have I feel like I personally have a really good understanding of the world and how the chips are stacked against you anyway in a lot of things, whether it's getting a job, moving up the ranks in a job. It's hard, and I feel like you just gotta really sit down and ask yourself, like, what do you want? Do you want a 9 to 5 where you go and you work, you come home and you got a nice house, you got a nice car, and you can do whatever you want on the weekends? Like, that's a great life. Genuinely. Like, you can do that. And in the meantime, you can play video games, you can trade crypto, you can do whatever. But it just depends on like what you want, because if you know that you're capped at like a certain level, you can either say I'm cool with this, or like, can my job be taken away by AI, and like all these different things. And also, I'll say this, like, I also feel that I am threatened in a way when it comes to like being a content creator. Like, are content creators going to eventually get phased out? Is the business model that I'm running when it comes to a trading group, like, is it sustainable long term? It is now, but like, is it long term? I don't know. So this guy said, I like watching you because you have insight and you talk about your trading process, not just, hey, look at me trade like most streamers. Well, that's literally the difference between me and the other people. You have to think that like not everybody, but a lot of people that stream, they get on and they stream because they want people to copy trade them. I don't stream because I'm looking for copy traders. I don't even have an exclamation mark wallet command in my chat. I don't do this to copy trade. I do this because I know, one, it helps me, oddly enough, go through the thought process of why I do certain things, and I can think about things by talking about them out loud. And I have to think about it because if I am talking about something live on stream, I don't want to sound like I'm a fucking idiot. So I have to think through every single aspect of something pretty quick and give an answer. And it helps me become better at what I'm doing, because I know that if I'm saying something, I don't want to just say something for the sake of saying it. I want it to be right, or at least as close to right as it can be. The other reason why I stream is because I want to get clips so that I can then post these clips on the internet, because I'm a content creator. I like to do that. And on the third thing is I like to help people that like have stumbled across my stream and they're like, wow, dude, why am I not watching more content like this? What I will say is there's not a lot of content like this. Someone else who I like is that Jack Duval guy. He's nice. He definitely does trade low caps. I don't like to do that personally, but he is super realistic about it. I don't think that guy is farming copy traders. I do not think that he is trading on stream to rinse people. I got so caught. I don't even know where I am on this. I have so many messages that I need to. Thoughts on deving to build up a port? Thinking there's such an asymmetric advantage over trading right now if you're low port. I'm going to say this about deving. It has become so acceptable to dev. Back in the day, if you deved, people would give you shit. People would call you a scammer. People would call you a rugger. They would say all that kind of stuff. I think deving has become so normalized. I think so many people are doing it. And even if you do dev something, I think that people are so tired. Like people, like nobody cares. Like it doesn't even matter anymore. I think that there's two sides of it. If you want to dev because you have a low port and you're trying to build it up, give it a shot. No harm in trying something. But you have to think about it like this. Deving can be a skill, but learning how to trade is another skill. And that skill can be applied to stocks, and it can be applied to majors, and it can be applied to so many different asset facets of crypto and regular traditional trading markets that if you get really good at trading, you can apply that on a daily basis. Deving, you're kind of at the mercy of like, is somebody going to pick up my coin? I actually do think that's kind of funny that I mentioned in there that like I literally don't even I don't even have a wallet command. I don't care if people have my wallet. That's the thing. It's not even that hard to find. My thing is that like I don't know. I feel like it's a similar type of thing. Like if you want my wallet, you can go find it. I'd argue that deving has way more skills involved, editing images, building community, content writing, etc. Well, I disagree. I think deving is more about like being in the right place at the right time. Like you having a Twitter tracker up and you catching like the next popular thing because if you think about it, when was the last time there was an organic meme coin runner that was not a news based token or streamer coin or something that was launched by like an institution? Tokaboo. Tokaboo launched 3 months ago. So it's not like, yeah, you can hit like a home run by being the dev of this token. But wasn't the dev of this token, didn't he launch it on his own anyway? You saw Bastille turn $30 into 30K from one dev play this week. Yeah, these people are literally going and they're starting to um they're like influencers are just launching coins. That guy has definitely had a crash out arc recently. I've seen him like crash out pretty hard. And I just think that like a lot of influencers are starting to just say, fuck it, I'm just gonna launch tokens. I'm gonna dev tokens. Why? Because trading is harder. People can do whatever they want, though. I don't really care. Like, that's the thing. If people want to dev, they can dev. I have the choice as to whether or not I'm going to buy into a token that somebody devs. If I know that somebody's deving a coin, I can either buy it or I don't. I don't really care what anybody does. It has nothing, it makes no difference to me. If what other people are doing does not affect what I'm doing, then I don't care. What's up, JC Gamer? Yeah, dude, you have like thousands and thousands of fucking messages in my Twitch chat. Of course I remember. Fortnite. There's definitely a market for devs. I'm not saying that there's not. Yeah, do whatever you want. Dev, trade, whatever, man. For some of these bigger people, they just got to realize what they're getting into because, as you know, there's certain influencers and stuff that have pushed tokens that obviously they were the dev behind and tried to pretend like they weren't, and they've like lost all of their credibility. And so there's certain people that I know whenever they talk about a token, I would never touch it. Anyway, I hope you guys see what I like my whole point, my goal, like why I do this, why I say the things that I say. Like, I want you guys to know like my thought process behind everything. And I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. But that said, I'm also on an absolute fucking heater the past couple weeks, so I'm feeling a lot more confident in my advice than I was like a month ago. All right, what else do you guys want to talk about? I'm kind of thinking about getting off in a few, but I don't know. We'll see. Man, this is so enticing. When am I getting the GX 550? I actually put a deposit down for one. It's funny that you say that. Man, I have a hard time thinking that this is over. Launch coins dumping? Let's check it. I thought it was going to be worse than that. This coin is the most overvalued token in all of crypto by far. Even more overvalued than Dog Whiff Hat. Your wife wants it? Yeah. I've never owned a new car. Am I going to buy one coin? I'm not. I'm not buying that. No interest. You remember I got wrecked on a launch coin long? I almost got liquidated for like 100 grand on that. That was the coin that's why I oversized, over leveraged, like a lot of different things. I'm just better at trading shitters like this. I don't really want to get into, man, that last buy, cook that. Damn, I sold so many times. What the fuck? Yeah, man. I gotta I gotta think about buying this. Because this is dumped, let's just say, even from where it was yesterday morning, 24 mil to 4. Surprised that's going to be your first new whip. It actually should not surprise you that the next car that I'm getting is a reliable luxury SUV that um is safe and is going to last me 15 to 20 years. I think you can kind of know, like, I'm one of those kind of guys. Volvo, it's a Lexus. The two most reliable car companies in the world are Toyota and Lexus. And guess what? They're the same company. It's not the 470, it's the GX 550. It's sweet. It's sweet. Yeah, I like the 4Runner. Man, this has to bounce, right? You have a Range Rover? I would never buy a Range Rover or anything like that. New Defenders are reliable. I would never own a Range Rover. I don't think they're nice enough. Dude, Troll is nuking right now. What the absolute fuck is going on? Look at this. Dude, this is the play that I think I might take. How far down from all-time high is this? Well, that's not even all-time high. Shit. We got to go higher. Down 57%. Thinking 100 mil Troll is a bid? I think that's what I wait for, yeah. I actually like that. Um I would start a bid here. Um Not gonna lie, I'm pretty hungry, and So I I'm gonna here's the thing. I just went on like an absolute heater of like a trading run. And so I'm being super careful about what I bid because normally after I do really well, I end up giving a lot back. And so I need to like remain on the mindset of like just do what I think is right. And right now, I just want to watch how things play out because if I'm being honest, a lot of shit feels very weak. Like this is dumping, cards is dumping. This has just been perpetually dumping. Spark is dumping, nonstop dumping. Tokabu has been nonstop dumping. The only coin that's up is the Bonk Crime coin. How have the trenches been lately? It's been really good and it's been really bad. There's like good times and there's bad times. Why is everything dumping when Soul is going up? Logically, I think that um the money on chain is too spread out. And I think that there's too many coins. I don't think that there's enough people. I think institutions are betting on Bitcoin and ETH and Solana and like, the major coins. Aster just launched that did like 500 million in volume. Um, I don't know. I don't think that it is very healthy that we're seeing coins go to like 50 mil and then dump to 5 with no bounce. And it's been like this for the past 6 months. And one of the ways that I got fucked really hard over the summer was that I kept on trying to buy dips and I was buying them way too early. Now, dude, I will wait until this drops down to like 3. You know? Like if this would have been me, I would have been buying, well, this is a bad example because I guess I was kind of buying a little bit higher on dips. How do I pay taxes if someone sends me money? I don't know what you're saying. I pay all my taxes. I mean, depends on what it is. If it's a trade, it's capital gains. If, if I get paid for a service, then it's, it's taxed as income. I don't know. Look it up on Chat GPT. Ask them that. They're probably going to have a better answer than I do. The thing that you hate, you said the thing I hate about the trenches is exactly what's happening to Kind. You have a proven concept for creator capital markets. You have an awesome narrative, And since there's not much more to speculate on, it's down 90%. It's just because people are pulling out and they're just waiting for the next big thing. Like people were slamming hundreds of Sol into this pump when it was mooning because Ansem and because we were still early on and it was still fresh enough. And now everybody is dumping it because the unanimous thought is everyone's like, well, all of them are dumping. So I want to get out. I don't want to get caught holding the bag. And now there is not as much of a consensus as us being in a streamer in like a streamer meta. People are already saying that it's over. And so a week ago when everyone was blasting these, people were like, yeah, dude, streamer meta, all these streamer coins, let's bid all these streamer coins. And now everyone's just saying it's over. So I'm tired and I'm hungry. I might go get food. Yeah, I'm tired and hungry. I might get food. I'm watching this troll dip here, man. This is a pretty brutal dump. Remember when you bought troll at 16 mil? I remember having 1% of useless at 20 million. I remember having 150 soul in troll that I've quick scalped. Yes, I remember. You just got into troll, you'll DCA until 111. Dude, I feel like if you buy troll here and if you're willing to DCA down to like even 100 mil or 90, I feel like you're going to be fine. 1% of useless is absolutely psychotic. I had a ton of it. I was one of the people that fucking had to convince them to fucking buy it. I said that they literally, bro, let me find the tweet. I had to fucking convince them and they weren't even talking about it. Why can't I fucking find this? Let me actually find this. Literally been asking them to hop on. I literally said this. I said, I'm bullish on the bonk guys, but I want to see them actively supporting the tokens that have launched on their platform way harder. Hosiko, Useless, Icon, Glonk. If Bonk is going to have staying power, the community needs to feel the leadership is in full support of the first movers. Send all these to 50 mil plus and let's make this game way more fun. Dude, this was on May 14th. And literally, this did go to 75. This went to fucking 400 mil. This went to like 40 or 50. And I think this just died. Good times, good times. Yeah, Lando is right about that. everything that happens in this space is very catalyst driven, which is why I think that rate cuts are priced in personally. For the most part. All right, bros. That was a 2-hour long stream. We got a lot of good clips. I had a lot of good fun today. I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna hop off. Alexa, if you actually listen to me like yap about all this stuff for all that time, you're crazy. But yeah, I think you're listening while working. That's actually so funny. I do the same thing though. I'll like I'll keep up stuff in the background too, and then there'll be times where I'm like, why am I listening to this? But thank you. I appreciate that. Um, I'm not gonna host anybody. I'm just not gonna do that. So I'm gonna get off. I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoy your day. Third, I will send you the stream here in a little bit. We can get this going. There are a lot of good clips. And yeah, if since we're here at the last part of the stream, I will give away a couple free months to Kanto. Join Kanto. Just go join the Kanto Discord, open a ticket, tag me, and I will give you a free month if you are still watching up until this point. So go ahead. Ash hit the gym. Dude, I go to the gym every day, man. I'm not as fat as people think. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna hop off. But I will see you guys later. Thank you.